Hi, it's Ed, and welcome to NAED's weekly election update. Just about a week and a half till Election Day, and the race has settled into a kind of stasis. While the national polling average in the presidential race has tightened a smidge, the trend in this race has been for Trump to narrow the gap and then for Clinton to open it back up. And for those Trumpsters out there who are looking for a hidden Trump vote or a Brexit surprise, a quick glance at the path to 270 electoral votes needed to secure the presidency shows that Trump hasn't even put away solid red states like Utah and Georgia. And key swing states are all with her at this point, with the exception of Ohio and Iowa. Trump's down 3% in Florida, and if Florida goes Clinton, turn out the lights in Trump Tower because the party's over. Stay focused on the Senate. I can't believe the trouble Marco Rubio's having in Florida. He's holding on to a 3.4% lead over moderate Democrat Congressman Patrick Murphy. Early voting in Florida shows a slight lead in Republican ballots polled, like 18,000 out of a million votes. So every vote in Florida will be critical, as usual. Be prepared for the Rubio race to remain uncalled early into Wednesday morning. In the Nevada Senate race, Republican Congressman Dr. Joe Heck and former Dem State Attorney General Catherine Cortez Masto are deadlocked. A recent report from the Nevada Secretary of State shows that Dems are leading in early voting with 69,000 ballots cast compared to only 46,000 Republican ballots. The Washington Post expects 60% of the state's votes to be cast early. In a surreal catch-22, emblematic of a surreal election year, Heck is facing sinking ratings among Republicans over his hot and cold public pronouncements in support or not in support of Donald Trump. The opposite Trump effect is being felt in NAED's home state of Missouri, where incumbent Roy Blunt is getting all he can handle from Secretary of State Jason Kander. So while Trump maintains a 7-point lead in Missouri, it isn't helping Blunt at all, as the trend in this race shows Blunt's lead dwindling to statistical insignificance. In New Hampshire, popular incumbent Kelly Ayotte and popular governor Maggie Hassan are trading paint in the home stretch. Conventional wisdom is pointing to an Ayotte debate gaffe where she initially agreed with a statement that Trump should be a role model to kids, only to reverse herself the next day. Whether or not that's why the trend in this race is reversed is a matter of opinion, but it seems to be the most likely reason. Lord knows these campaigns are not terribly issue-driven these days. I mean, honestly, have you heard any news in any of these campaigns about whether or not a candidate has a plan forward to fix Obamacare? Private insurers are dropping out of federally managed state exchanges to the point where people in nearly 1,000 counties will have one option to buy health insurance on those exchanges next year. Clinton wants to double down on what's clearly an unworkable business model by letting the government pick up the slack with a so-called public option. Trump has proposed Republican boilerplate about HSAs and eliminating state-by-state restrictions for insurance companies. He's just not talking about it very much, and it's unclear if he even believes in it. We're facing an employment crisis as low-skilled workers are agitating for higher minimum wages, even as their value proposition becomes less compelling to employers with more options to automate things. Even liberal interest groups have told the Clinton campaign privately, or it was private until WikiLeaks, that the fight for 15 would result in higher unemployment. Trump has supported a higher minimum wage, and he has opposed one. It's kind of tough to really figure out where he stands, but it doesn't matter. The Republicans are going to hold on to the House, and they would never pass a $15 minimum wage bill. We've got a $19 trillion national debt. We've been financing it at historically unsustainably low interest rates for 15 years. That's got to change at some point, and when it does, it'll blow a hole in the federal budget. We deserve better, don't we? And it starts with voting. As we do every week, we're asking you to take a look at our Get Out the Vote tools at naed.org/GOTV. You can't tell your people who to vote for, but you should encourage them to get out and vote. We'll help you do it. Voting isn't the end of it, though. You have to be active in your local government. You have to build a relationship with your elected officials. Again, we'll help. Invite your member of Congress to tour your facility, meet your employees. We can help set it up. We've got everything you need to set up a site visit. And everybody who does it says their employees get a huge kick out of meeting their members of Congress. Even if Congress is deadlocked, you can still benefit from that relationship with your reps. Maybe you have an issue with regulators or a government agency. You'd be amazed what a call from a congressional office will do to move things along in the right direction. It all starts with involvement. Get involved. Call me and ask how. That's it for this week. Thanks for watching, and thanks for supporting NAED.